Ahoy there, ladies and gentlemen. It is your friendly neighborhood gym bro, Zachary. Dreaded mad scientist bruh. Zyler checking in for a brand new installment. And we're going to get right into it here as we hit a couple of PRs in this workout. You know, that's something that typically happens. If I'm going to hit a PR in one workout, then I usually hit more than like one or two PRs in that same workout. But it's nothing to complain about. I felt really good going into the session. I don't know what it was, but I was staying relatively calm and collected going into these sets and everything. I feel like my form was spot on. My setup going into each set was spot on. And overall, my thinking cap. Notice I'm not actually wearing a cap in the gym, so think that through. My thinking cap was just spot on for this workout. I wasn't like giving myself a super intense adrenaline rush. I wasn't smacking myself in the face, snorting pre-workout. I wasn't sniffing, smelling salts or anything. I was just calm. I was collected, and I was just ready to perform on each set. So here we have 315 on the bar, and the biggest word that I could use to describe this set would be, the most important word would be rhythm. You know, thinking about rhythm, making each rep count for something, you know, work the muscle group that I'm trying to really engage, as I'm not much of like a power lifter in terms of my setup or anything. I think that I gave you guys a good idea of how much of an arch I actually have with each of these setups going into these sets, because it really is hard to tell. Like with this angle right here on the 275 set, it almost seems like I have no arch at all. But when I show you guys like the sets from the sides, you get much more of an idea of just how rounded my back is and everything, in order to engage my chest and get the greatest benefit from it possible. So that 315 for 5 was a matched PR. I had hit it a week ago, like quite literally a week before this workout. I hit the 315 for 5, and honestly last week I could have gotten 6 reps. You saw that the 5th rep on this given day was a bit of a grinder and everything, but there wasn't much I could do about it. I mean, that's just where my strength lied today. However, the 275 after the 315, I hit for 12 reps, smashing, completely demolishing my last 275 set of like 9 reps that I had performed. Like for the past 3 weeks, I've been stuck at 275 for around 9 reps, so I don't know where the 12 reps actually came from, but it's nothing to complain about. It's a good thing. And I'm really falling behind here, like in terms of my sets and everything, but that 225, I threw 225 on after already like reaching very close to failure on that 275, and I still managed to get like close to 18 reps. Or it was 18 reps, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I'd have to go back and look at the footage. But those were not like full range of motion repetitions, and that's intentional. I was trying to keep my chest engaged to the greatest degree possible, be a bit sporadic after having much more control on that 315 and 275, and, you know, just rep it out to all-out failure, which I achieved, and I ended up having to throw that 225 at my hips, which you guys know, like, that's something I do. It may not be the smartest thing to lift without a spotter, but hey, you got to work with what you've got. And, you know, touching upon that briefly, I do train with like my friends and stuff from time to time, especially if I do like 2-a-days and everything. I'll go to the gym early in the morning as soon as I wake up, like I did right here in this video. I'm filming like early in the morning right here. But at times I'll go in the evening. I'll text a friend, or they'll message me and ask me to go again, and I'll have a spotter there. But I have a different mentality when I'm training alone. I'm much more vulnerable when I'm training with somebody else, because obviously your focus it's not going to be the same as when you're alone. You know, you can't take the time in between sets and really evaluate your next move and really calculate your next, your next intention in the next set and everything. You can't do that when you have someone there talking to you. You know, you're bullshitting and stuff in between sets just to pass time and everything. It's just different for me. But I'm not saying that working out with someone else isn't beneficial for me from time to time. I enjoy using other people's routines, watching the way they train, evaluating how much time that they take to rest in between sets, their approach, their form, and just everything like that. I feel like it's very beneficial to work out with other people and, get an idea of what they do, gauge their routines in order to better your own. But I just have the preference of training alone. I can just really do what I know works for my body, and I can stay in a relative, comfort zone to where I'm not going to get injured or anything. And, the motivation when you're benching it's so great when you don't have a spotter standing there behind you, because you really have nothing there but fear. Like, you have no choice but to press the weight up. Otherwise, you're going to be spilling it, or you're going to have to throw it at your hips, or you're just going to get stuck there and, be stuck at the bench forever. I don't know. So for me, that's more beneficial than having a spotter there who, will catch the weight if I fail. So it's kind of a scare tactic that I like to use when I'm going into a set, especially with 3 plates. For me, even now, that is a ton of weight. And by getting under it without having someone there to assist me, it makes the hair on the back of my neck stand upright, because it's I'm going to have to manhandle this weight, otherwise the weight's going to manhandle me and completely bury me to this bench. So it may be stupid to some. It's just something that I've gotten used to doing over the years, as I've always trained alone and everything. And you learn so much. Going back to videos on my channel from years ago, chest workouts, and the way that I trained, the intensity that I brought, I try to analyze and read into my mindset as to how passionate I was in comparison about my training. And, when I have a camera going, it seems like it's hard to avoid putting on a show. It's hard to avoid, acting in front of the camera. And that's what so many guys do on their social media today and stuff. Guys my age that I come across on their social media, not even coming close to failure in a set of curls or cable crossovers and stuff, using 10 pounds. And people tend to be really good actors nowadays. And that's just something that's huge on social media that I'm noticing nowadays, that people will just put on this show. They'll scream and yell with 5-pound curls, and it's just ridiculous. I understand that you have to promote yourself through social media and everything, but I just constantly catch myself if I'm in the gym and I feel like I'm performing for the camera. I just try to catch on to that early on, so that I don't allow that to become a repetitive thing that happens. I don't want to be performing for the camera. I want to go through a workout and just show you guys the rawness and the nitty-grittiness of the sessions that I go through. And I don't like it when I go back home and I'm analyzing footage and stuff, and I find myself looking at the camera constantly in between sets or right before a set, because, that's just me recognizing that I'm trying to perform for an audience, and I'm trying to work as an entertainer instead of working for my own benefit, to be selfish and stuff. But that's it for the workout. Okay, we are back home, and I wanted to show you guys what supplements that I'm taking right now, and I actually mean the real supplements that I'm taking, your creatines, proteins, and stuff, to give you an idea of what I feel is necessary in a time of growing, what I'm doing right now.
as well as show you guys like some of the meals that I have. I'm not sure how much I'm going to vlog after the fact, like of filming at the gym and everything. My battery's already dying here. But I have 2 meals worth of leftovers that I'm going to have. I'll show you guys what kind of food that I'm having post-workout and such. I think that Tara and I are going out to dinner with my dad tonight, and I'm not 100% sure where we're going or anything, so I may take my camera along, I may not. It all depends on what kind of footage I feel like actually getting for you guys. So, let's get into this. Alright, you guys, we are in the kitchen, and we're going to go through some of the supplements that I'm taking right now, beginning with, you see what that says there? Is it in focus? Just kidding, guys, that's my camera bag, you thought. But anyways, I'm going to go through, I have my gym bag right here, show you guys what supplements that I'm taking on a day-to-day basis. So let's start with this in my gym bag. We've got some Optimum Nutrition beta-alanine. This is of course taken pre-workout. Beta-alanine is what like gives you that fire ants feeling under your skin or whatever during a workout. I enjoy taking this, you know, from time to time just to get that much more stimulation in your sessions and stuff. It's not like it gives you a whole lot of like strength gain or anything, but I take it with my pre-workout. So we got that. This is my first time ever trying the C4 Ultimate. And you know, I'm much more of like an original formula C4 type of guy. Honestly, like with this, I don't notice any like real difference in terms of like explosiveness or anything in my workouts. The flavor Blue Raz or whatever, Icy Blue Raz, is pretty good. 40 servings, they're gigantic scoops for a pre-workout especially, but any form of C4, even going down to like their C4 Sport, I've always been like a big supporter of that in terms of pre-workout because it's not as jam-packed with caffeine as something like your Mr. Hyde or something like that. I also have just the original formula C4, and sometimes I will like take half a scoop of each at the same time just to like get a different mix and stuff and different feeling in the gym from just taking one or the other. This is just a fruit punch flavor. Pretty generic. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Cellucor C4 type of a product. Multivitamins, I honestly have had these now for probably like a year to 2 years, and I just do not take them. They're up there for show. Back here I have some more Muscle Farm glutamine. Muscle Farm actually got in touch with me and sent me some products on a couple of different occasions, but it's been a long time since I've been in contact with anyone from Muscle Farm. So we got glutamine. Once again, I don't take this very often, but I have it. Creatine powder, I take this once or twice a day. It's just 5 grams per serving, and I don't know, I do notice a difference in terms of my endurance in the gym, as well as like my strength levels and stuff when I'm taking creatine. This is an interesting one. I've had this one since my wedding of June last year. And my friend from Iceland, Omar, came and he brought this Porska Lisi. I don't know if it's in focus or not, but he brought this, and it's an Icelandic cod liver oil. And Omar, if you're watching this, I still haven't finished it, but I do take it from time to time. There's only that much left. And I forget what he said. He basically was just like, if you want gains, this is what you take every morning when you wake up. So it tastes disgusting. To go on record, it tastes like you're eating fish eggs or drinking fish eggs in liquid form. You can't go wrong, once again, with Optimum Nutrition, just a gold standard way. For me personally, in terms of protein powders and stuff, they generally all do the same thing. They're all going to offer you the same type of results and stuff. So I, at times, go to Walmart or go to Kroger, and I'll get like a generic protein brand. I'll look at the nutrition facts and see what kind of blends are in the protein. After that, I have like this Meyer brand. What is this? Technically like a meal replacement type of a thing. Once again, it's called like Slim Support. This is another thing I've had in my house now for quite some time, and I just had not been taking it, but hey, I'm just showing you guys what I've got. But once again, that's it for all of the supplements that I'm taking right now. Alright, we've got our post-workout meal here. A lot more food left over than what I was expecting. There's a whole lot of red skin potatoes in there, but we've got the pink salmon and then just some green beans seasoned with some lemon pepper seasoning. After this, I have a feeling I'm going to have to make a protein shake as I take a bath and then rinse off in the shower. But this is it for a typical leftover post-workout meal. Are we going to dinner tonight?
Yeah, I got a meeting. I'll call you when I get out of it.
Well, call me in a little bit.
It probably won't be until like 4:30 when I call you.
Okay, well, call me then.
All right. Maybe around 5:36.
To eat?
What time's dinner get up?
Yeah, 5.
All right, I'll call you when I get out.
Okay.
I'll just come to your house.
All right, goodbye. So, we have our post-workout meal, and I wanted to show you guys that this has been one of my vices. Admittedly, we got some freaking focus. I still don't know how to get my camera to focus. I've got a red cream soda. I have been really, big on pop lately. I know I shouldn't be, but you know what? If that's the worst thing that I'm doing is drinking a bunch of pop, I think I'm going to be well off. So let me eat this food. Alright, so it's been a while since I've showed you guys how I make my mass gaining shakes. Believe it or not, but that meal did not fill me up enough and I'm about to get in the bathtub. And this is a stereotypical routine for me personally. Whenever I take a bath, I either need popsicles or I need a cold protein shake. But I've got all my ingredients out here. Starting off with some milk. I'd say I put anywhere from a cup to 2 cups of milk in, depending on how I'm feeling that day. Right there. After that, I take ice cream. 2 hefty scoops of ice cream. Now, I made a mistake the last time. Going to the grocery store, I was looking for cookies and cream, and I read this part right here. I read the word cream. You probably can't even see it. And I didn't look at the actual label, and I ended up buying plain vanilla ice cream instead of cookies and cream, but that's okay. It really doesn't make a difference, especially when I'm mixing it in my shakes. Growing up, I was so picky that I would only eat vanilla ice cream anyway, so I love vanilla ice cream just as much as anything else. 2 pretty gigantic sized scoops, if you can see that. Right there. From there, we're going to take our protein powder, and I usually only put just 1 scoop in. That's more than enough. And I'm not even going to do the calculations as to how much protein's in this. There's quite a bit though. And this is pretty close to 1,000 calories. This shake that I'm making right here. 1 to 2 eggs. Usually I stick with the 1 egg, and that's what I'm going to do today. But on days where it's man, I feel like devouring a huge shake that's really thick, then I'll throw 2 eggs in there, but 1's enough for right now. So after that, I have this gigantic tub of peanut butter right here. And just like the ice cream, I get a very, very big scoop of the peanut butter. Now this is how big of a scoop of peanut butter I'm putting in there, just to give you an idea. And this is a big spoon right here. Peanut butter's in. And after that, I put 5 to 6 ice cubes in. So there's really nothing more that I put in other than those ice cubes. Come on. Come here. Yeah, it's been a while since you guys have seen Olive and Bella. And Bella, as you can see, is a few inches taller than Olive. Good girls. They're kind of making out with each other and they're sisters, so that's kind of gross. But we're not here to judge. So here's the final product. A nice thick consistency here. You can see the peanut butter sticking on the side, but that's okay. But yeah, close to 1,000 calories and something to have while we're in the bathtub for 20-30 minutes. Well, I'm taking a quick video.